it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make the thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome y'all to a wonderful week and, of course, a magnificent Monday. Really excited for my guest who's joining us today in the building. We got Bridge Jackson here, the founder of OUInvest, and I am so excited to dive into this platform. Y'all, we've been chopping it up before the show, and I'm telling you, they are here to bring some power. So I'm excited to learn more. But of course, I'm excited that you're joining us at this top of the show here. Of course, this is the time right now where you go ahead and help us grow, y'all, by sharing this show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we give you on the Day with Trae. Of course, if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network in the Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Now, before I get into it with Bridge, I got to tell y'all that, there's something so powerful about the lunar cycle we are in right now. Now, I'm going to share a little personal tidbit with you all that we are in something called the second cycle. And what this really relates to, or, is, I guess, characteristics of it, is the death of who you thought you were to the resurrection of who you're supposed to be. I mean, it's like the best way that I could describe it. But the beauty of it is that we have the power. We have the power. So I got this directive earlier, and I said to myself, how can I share this with other people? So of course I had to bring it to y'all. One thing you can do during this lunar cycle is think about one kind of thing that you love, right? Whether it's TV, junk food, social media, something that you love that you indulge in all the time. And I want you to take the next 30 days to not do it. Put it down. It is dead to you. You do not love it. You will not do it. Utilize that time to invest in yourself. Breath work, closing your mouth, breathing through your nose into your belly, right? Breath holds, controlling your breath. Reducing your breath, meditation, time spent really building up the true self through proper breath work and quiet time, quieting the mind. And maybe some movement like yoga, tai chi, qigong. Get out there. There's plenty of like yoga in the park things going on. I keep on running into these large groups of people with their yoga mats. Oh my goodness, you know how we get up here in the Pacific Northwest during the summer. It's definitely lit. So there's lots of places to tap in or enjoy some of the amazing water out here, definitely being safe around it, but maybe enjoying some of the water, nice boat rides, doing something outside of your home, getting away from some of the things that keep you kind of inundated in your mind and start doing things that allow your mind to be quiet, to be silent, and find that stillness within yourself during this time. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of the benefits that I've experienced during these cycles over the years is a growth in not only my understanding of who I truly am, but how to bring that out for others to experience. And y'all know, I'm always talking about community building, working with other people, connecting with other people. And once you understand more about yourself, the connections you make with others become deeper, more intentional, more beneficial, more symbiotic. And that, my friends, is some of the things that I've experienced by utilizing this time to be intentional about my thought patterns, about my breath, and about quieting the mind. So I just wanted to share that with y'all at the top of the week. Well, after this short break, y'all, up next, we got
opportunities for all students and strive for openness at every level.
So excited to talk to them about this amazing platform. And of course, we got to start with their background. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. is community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
I had some dental work done, and pain pills were introduced. It flipped a switch that I didn't see or know or understand, and I tried multiple times to show up and be a parent to those kids, but I couldn't do the minimum, and the grief about it was so huge that I would have to drink to deal with what it felt like to be in my body. Each one of those people along my journey has contributed to my success. Don't count us out. More people recover with support. Learn how you can help someone's recovery at supportaddictionrecovery.com.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up.
You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Bridge in the building. What's up, Bridge?
What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, now this is something that I get really excited about because I was just sharing a little bit with you, but for me, I've always been like, man, how do I get my family to become an investor family? And I hear these amazing stories of families who are like, we don't have family reunions. We have family annual business meetings where we're looking over our portfolios of investments. And so I'm just like, oh my God, the day, right? So before we get into the platform, tell us a bit about you and what got you started in something like this.
Well, I mean, just being younger, I always had an interest in it. I remember just being a kid and my dad was watching these investment shows. And I was always kind of curious, what is all that about? So just growing up, I just kind of had a natural curiosity, what goes on in Wall Street, this place is all this money's being invested. And really my dad really was the one that inspired me. I can go into the story of how, when I was a kid, he wanted to invest roughly $8,000 into Microsoft. And my mom talked him out of it. She was like, no, don't do that. We're going to lose our money. Kind of what goes on in our culture. Well, that's history. It'd have been $2 million if he would have had the opportunity to do that. So I think between being a kid and watching him do his, watch TV shows, and then that missed opportunity, that's what really sparked my interest in wanting to get into investment.
Wow. I just absolutely adore these the background stories because there's always something. There almost always is something there that says, yeah, there was this spark. And I love when these stories say, yeah, back in my childhood, this thing happened. So that's really set you on a different type of path, I'm sure, because there's a lot to learn with investing. And this is why I think traditionally those who've been excluded from generational wealth building opportunities really, or they were ripped from us in some cases. Yeah. The idea of I don't got the money to be doing that is real. Tell me a little bit about how you said, no, I'm going to build a platform that helps to really bridge the gap for those who have not really felt very secure in investing.
Right. And the inspiration to build a platform is when you watch CNBC or these investment channels, right? You never see anyone that looks like us. And if you go deeper into the investment platforms, they're created by other people, not us. So my theory is we need to create something that talks to our people, where you're learning in a way that we can understand. So that's really was the inspiration. Just I don't like to use the FUBU statement, but this is where African Americans, any underrepresented group, get to go and really get their shot at building generational wealth.
Wow, I'm so grateful for the tool you built. Now, tell us a bit about the functionality of OUInvest. What if I get there? What am I getting? What am I seeing?
Well, right now we're early. It really started out as an idea a couple of years ago, but right now we're basically working on our MVP, which is in the tech world is a minimum viable product. It's going to be very basic. You sign in, say me and you, we meet, and then maybe one of your family members. Well, in that space, we can create our own pod, group. And once we create that, we'll start learning together. We'll start chatting, communicating. Hey, do you like this stock? Well, I do, but I like this one better. And once we have the conversations going, I think that creates, the urge to actually jump in and invest.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's so much to learn. And tell me a bit about that learning curve, because this is real. I mean, you're talking about serving underrepresented communities and investing. That means most of this is going to be like, there's some level of education we got to get in order to know what even stock we might like or not.
Right. And I think it's not as hard as it looks. Mm-hmm. I think it's very intimidating because of the numbers. But like if you go on our platform, just, you're a beginner. So we'll have basic stock 101. What is a stock? When did the stock market ever come about? Why did it come about? So then we'll start to you'll gradually, step it up a notch. We'll give you points or coins. So you're earning while you're learning. But it's not as intimidating as people think. I think it's just, we haven't seen as many of our people really getting in there, and it's changing. There's a huge change to it, but that's our goal, is to make it as simple as possible. And then eventually you'll get to that advanced level and have that confidence to really, really start, making that big bread.
I think my issue is, how do I get what's the quickest route to advance, right? So I've been at multiple conferences that talk so much about different ways to build generational wealth. Mm-hmm. And we're dealing with a lot of different things because we understand stocks oftentimes are long-term investments. Right. And people are looking for okay, what's the best product that I can invest in that allows me in the next 10 years to start changing the game, at least for my family, in terms of all right, that one investment we made 10 years ago has now allowed us to make additional investments, 4 additional investments. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot about real estate investment trusts, REITs. I've heard a lot about just real estate in general. And of course, the S&P 500, right? Like the stock market that we're hear about all the time. Does OUInvest kind of give you info, or do you see it being able to bring in these different types of things, or is it going to be real specific to stocks?
Well, the MVP will just be stocks, just to kind of start out, figure out what our users are looking for. But there is a point where we will add a page. It's called Diversify. Nice. Where you can go in there, you can say, okay, I want to invest in REITs, or I want to invest in potential tech unicorns. And in that space, our goal is to say, well, you can invest $100 and keep, these micro investments, if it's $10 a week or whatever, because, I live by this code. No investment is the worst investment. If you put in a few dollars here and there, eventually it'll add up to something. So we want to create a platform like, the Walmart for investing. You can get everything here, from REITs, stocks, maybe bonds if you're, and who knows, it might even turn into crypto. But we're early, so we just want to focus on stocks right now.
But it makes sense too, because there's already so much confusion about that. So I think, when we think of layers and we think of bringing people up to speed, I love that there is a platform by you as an amazing Black person to say, yo, global majority folk, here is where you can come, where it's actually speaking to you. Because oftentimes we're just excluded from the design, Bridge. Yeah. I mean, how are you experiencing that? Because now you're up here in Seattle, the tech mecca, right? Outside of areas of Cali. But we have a lot here, but I think it's still confusing for so many people.
And I totally agree. I moved up 5 years ago, just following a dream. I came up here with my family. I say, this is a tech hub. I love tech. Went to school for finance. I love both of those. And we generally are left out. And, and I believe somewhat intentionally, because when you start building wealth kind of, the power comes behind that. But we have to, we got to push out, push ourselves through there and make it, get through the door. Yeah. And I think if we, as a people, just start to really, invest together, get in a safe space, because a lot of times we're scared.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I built the platform, because we're scared of getting scammed or someone giving us the wrong advice and we lose our money and it's like, oh no, here we go again. But OUInvest is a safe space where you'll get the tools and the confidence you need to make that the right investment.
I tell you, you got a friend in me, okay, Bridge? Because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get there, and my family done heard it 1,000 times from me. Like, y'all, I'll send my brother especially, I'm sending him all these, hey, yo, look at this one. Okay, this is how we set up our nonprofit, the LLC, and then the trust. And, I'm trying to do, but it's a lot of information. I think also, too, we're in this information age where we have a lot of information coming at us. Or it's on our feeds, and how you understand it and cipher through it, I think is like a whole other lane that I'm trying to learn myself. But I'm so grateful that you came up to Seattle and that you said, no, I got a product that can really aid in those who have been excluded to really see themselves as investors and to get that knowledge so we can be confident in the moves we make as investors. So I'm just so grateful for you and for your vision. Of course, I got to give you the time because, folks now want to know, where do they find this? Is it an app? Do they go to the website? What do they do? How do they follow you? How do they learn more? Look right there and let them know.
Well, look, you can check out our website. It's OUInvest.ai. That's OUInvest.ai. We also have our Facebook page, OUInvest, as well as Instagram. You can also check us out on TikTok. I'll start dropping some live content, giving you some stock tips. Of course, I'm not an investment person, but as far as giving you tips, but I will make sure we give you some information to help you grow, for sure.
Bridge, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, anytime you got updates or things going on or the platform gets even more built out and all of that, please don't forget the Day of Trae is here for you.
Look,
you're part of the fam now.
Look, I appreciate you. If it's good energy, good vibes. Like as soon as I walked in here, I was like, okay, this is where I need to be, and I will definitely come back as long as you're willing to have me.
Anytime, Bridge. Anytime.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, y'all. We are starting the week off with some vital information we can all use. And for those of you out here who have been like, I'm not sure where to go, OUInvest is a great place for you to start. Of course, I'll be wrapping all this up right after the short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The Station, where community happens. Black caregivers, entrepreneurs, and elders, this one's for you. Queen Care is offering complimentary self-care services to those who give so much to their communities. Take a moment to restore, recharge, and be cared for with free wellness treatments at the Spa House by Queen Care. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Go to queencareproducts.com now to sign up or scan the QR code on your screen because you deserve the same care you give to others.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest today, Bridge Jackson, founder of OUInvest. Y'all heard it, okay, right from Bridge themselves. Look, I'm going to say that I'm super excited about a platform like this because for so long, I have been trying to figure out how to get my family started from zero, right? Like me, myself, I don't have a bunch of knowledge. It's a bunch of tertiary knowledge that I feel like it's in here. I know that, the investor lifestyle, they talk about, are you an employee? Are you a business owner? Are you, corporate first? And then investors, the last rung. And the idea that you could be making money while actually not doing something specific is really where so many of us are trying to get to. And we understand that there's been this huge divide. And Bridge said it, purposefully driven. We know this, it's intentional. So how do we take this information age we're in right now and utilize it to our advantage, to our benefit? There's a lot of different ways to make a living in this world. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to God and to all of my supporters around me, my family, my loved ones, my friends, because I'm living in my purpose. And I know that everybody isn't, right? Everybody doesn't maybe get that opportunity, or they're trying to figure it out. And I think about investing as a way to get you to a place where you can support yourself and your family without always having to do something that's super specific with your time. And so when I see how investors have lived in this world, we realize that there's a huge benefit. So a platform like OUInvest actually is phenomenal, where you can get educated, you can learn as a group, you can begin to explore stock investing as a group. And so I'm looking forward to doing it with my family. I hope this information was useful to you all as much as it was to me. I'm super inspired by Bridge and their story of saying, look, I want to do something for those who have been left out. Now is the time for you to take up the mantle, y'all. Learn, get your family involved. Let's figure it out together, y'all. I'm grateful, willing y'all are too. And of course, I want y'all to be a part of the solution. Bridge here, she said, look, I moved up here, I got this dream, I'm doing it. And really that inspiration is something we can all glean from. If you are someone who's feeling like, man, am I really in my purpose? I'm encouraging you this cycle, this lunar cycle, like I was telling you at the top of the show, take the time to figure out what is it I'm here to do. And if you're somebody who's been itching at that investing like I have, definitely use OUInvest as a platform to start educating yourselves, learn more, and then take action. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Of course, I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. And until then, at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.